Okay, folks, let's get into a little bit of this drag race. Excuse me. Drag Race Thursday night. So Drag Race Thursday night, it picks up where the last episode left off with Aquaria. I said Aquaria. With Vanjie. Vanjie. I love Vanjie. I so wish Vanjie had stayed on a few more episodes because I loved her. But it wasn't meant to be. Maybe I'm gonna have to find her social media and follow her because I thought she was hilarious. And I actually liked her outfit. I understood what they were saying about it wasn't cinched or whatever, but it was a $2 challenge. Like, what the fuck was she supposed to do? But I liked the doll babies. It had a little theme. But anyway, so this week it picks up and the girls are talking. It has a lot of the girls talking about the whole Aquaria Cracker thing. They're gonna play this storyline. They're gonna ride this storyline out. Cracker doesn't seem to think it's a big deal. She said that, she did pick up a lot of beauty tips from Aquaria, and sometimes it seems like the lines are blurred, and that's where that comes from, but that she never purposely would steal. And she keeps using the word purposely or on purpose or, which makes me, I kind of feel like you giving yourself an out. Because you keep saying, well, I wouldn't purposely do it. I wouldn't purposely do it. So what that alludes to me is that you do it. Or it's been done. But you're trying to give yourself an out by saying, well, I wouldn't do it on purpose. I wouldn't purposely do it. But anyway, it's that storyline is going to play itself out. It's going to play itself out. So we move into the episode. Vixen is showing who she is. Vixen's a bitch. She's a shit stirrer and she's a bitch. There are people in this world, and I had this conversation this weekend. There are people in this world who feel like keeping it real is equivalent to being a bitch. And that's not the case. You can keep it real with people and not be a bitch. Those are two different things. One doesn't have to equal the other. You can be an honest, upfront, tell it like it is kind of person. That doesn't mean that you have to be over here and be a bitch. That means that people know that you're just going to keep it real with them and keep it straight. But you don't have to be disrespectful about it. Vixen is a shit stirrer. And in her mind, oh, I'm just keeping it real. If you said it, say it, say it. That's not your place to get into that. If Aquaria wasn't ready to have the conversation with Cracker, or, Cracker, with Cracker or confront her or whatever, that's their situation. That's her drag. That's her situation. And however she chooses to handle it is how she chooses to handle it. One thing I will say is these judges are very intelligent. And Rue watches these tapes. I believe she does. So if it's some shit going down or going on, she's going to catch it. Let her handle it. Let her handle it. Anyway, Vixen, got my eye on you, bitch. And then at one point, she even held up a sheet of paper in front of the camera, and I had to pause so I could see what it said. But it said, "The Vixen will fight you." Now, I don't know who that was meant for, but okay. Um, the mini challenge was they had Bravo Andy on there, and he did the whole talked about his Real Housewives and that kind of thing, and they did like a hoedown. It was Hey Girl Hey was the little skit. I mean, a little challenge, and they had to do a quick 20-minute drag, and then they had to dance, and whoever I guess had the best country dance or hoedown dance or what have you, won the challenge. Well, first of all, I know it's quick drag, so I understand with quick drag you can't do all that you normally do. However, to me, Vixen looked like a character. Her quick drag looked a hot god darn mess. She looked like the reminded me of the character that Jamie Foxx used to play on Living Color with the Wanda with the wig, and she's thinner. She didn't have all the thickness that Jamie Foxx used to play the character with, but she had that blonde spiral wig, and her makeup was so, to me, clowny. It wasn't attractive to me at all. It wasn't a good look as far as I was concerned. It wasn't a good look. I personally thought that Calorie should have been one of the winners. Because to me, she actually did a country line dance with a little kick and split. Like, she was giving it to you. She had on these tight country boots with a checkered shirt. I mean, she looked country and she did a country dance. But, I guess that's why I ain't on the show. Ain't nobody asked me shit. They went with Asia and Vixen, which, again, Vixen did. She was twerking. Don't nobody twerk in the country. The country they don't nobody twerk. I don't understand how that got country out of that. But either way, she won. So they had two winners, and they had to pick their teams for this week's Maxi Challenge. Um, the challenge was one of Rue's musicals, and it was based in the pharmaceutical thing, and they were making fun of all these different drugs and stuff like that. Cute, real cute. They broke down into teams, and they were told that you will have a choreographer, someone to help you. I'm sorry, someone to help you with your choreography, and they picked teams. Well, of course, the last two that got picked was Eureka and Mayhem. And let me tell you something how I feel about this. Both of y'all was dumb as shit for leaving Eureka and Mayhem last. First of all, the reason why y'all ain't picked Mayhem is because y'all hating. You're hating. You didn't pick Mayhem because Mayhem won last week. Mayhem is the fan favorite, and Mayhem is damn good. So that's that hate. You didn't want her to outshine you. So you didn't pick her. You didn't want her on your team because you thought she was going to outshine you. Hate number one. The reason why y'all didn't pick Eureka was just dumb. Eureka is the only person on that show who has done this before. I get it that maybe she could be a little talkative or very opinionated. However, you think I wouldn't picture her on my team and say, now, bitch, how does this work? What should we do and not do? Give me some tips. How does this look? How we going to win this challenge? And if she ain't had nothing to give you, then don't pick her ass next time. But you think I wouldn't have picked her for my damn team, knowing that she the only person that got that background scoop on how this thing works? Y'all stupid as shit. Lost your damn mind. Then when the person you picked her and she was trying to give you some insight, you ain't want to hear nothing she had to say. You was getting irritated. Oh, she just talks so much. That's why I ain't want her on my team, because she just talks too much. But did you fucking listen to her? Did you listen to what she was trying to tell you? Because if you listen to what she was trying to tell you, she was trying to give you some good shit that came back and bit you in the butt. But anyway, they go through the rehearsals, and the first team, Asia's team, is the first one to go to meet with the choreographer. Well, they get there, and the choreographer is Alyssa Edwards. That's my girl. Love her. I have loved her since her first season. I have loved following her on social media. I just love her, and I think she's real. I think she's hilarious, and she was good. You could definitely tell that she does this for a living. One of the things she does, you could definitely tell that she runs a school and she does choreography, and she's used to working with people who have varying levels of talent. Okay, that's a very nice way I said that. But you can tell she's used to doing these things. She was very firm but supportive when she needed to be. And I think she was cool. I loved it. I always love seeing the queens come back and be able to work in some sort of capacity, especially when it's a area of strength and an area that they're familiar with. So then we have the Team Vixen comes in. Team Vixen doesn't have any choreography. Rewind. Team Asia, that's the team that Eureka's on. And Eureka's getting in her head. She's got a little PTSD. That's the first time she's been on the stage where she hurt herself. She's questioning herself. She's second guessing. You see it. She's thinking. And so she's not doing that well. And Alyssa tells her, she's like, look, you got a second chance at this. Get it together. And she was nice about it, but she was firm with letting her know, don't fuck it up, So then we have Team Vixen comes through. Now, Team Vixen don't have no choreography because they tried to tell her to get some choreography and she didn't do it. But Team Vixen don't have no choreography and none of that other stuff. So they go through their moves and they look horrible. I mean, they're horrible. They're not hitting nothing. And Alyssa is even like... So they leave and they kind of have a little team meeting to say, look, y'all, we got to do better than this. We got to get it together, blah, blah, blah. So we come in the next day and they do their thing. The teams perform. Of course, the whole Aquaria cracker thing is still running. That's still the ongoing theme. And the both teams perform. Now, I personally I personally thought that Team Asia did better, but I know why in my mind, I know why they picked Team Vixen. They picked Team, because to me, first of all, Vixen's outfit was horrible, in my opinion. That bodysuit, it was ill fitting. It made me look at it for all the wrong reasons. Like my eyes couldn't get off of it, but for all the wrong reasons. Not because it was good, but because I was like, get that. Um, but here's the problem, I believe, with Team Asia. First rule of drag: don't fuck up the lip sync. First rule of drag, and this is coming from somebody that don't, but my opinion, don't fuck up the lip sync. And they did. Eureka fucked up her lip sync, and again, she was in her head. I think she was rushing it. She fucked up her lip sync. And I want to say Asia fucked up hers, but it was more than one person that messed up the lip sync. It wasn't just Eureka, so don't let them put it all on Eureka, because it wasn't just Eureka. But they fucked up the lip sync, and I think that's what it was. Because the performance, I believe, the overall stage presence and all of that, I enjoyed Team Asia's performance more than I did Team Vixen's, but I really think that's what did it. Because again, you can't fuck up the lip sync. So the runway challenge is your best drag. I'll be honest with you, none of them really stood out when you look at it from best drag. Now, I saw some good drag. I saw some good ones. But best, nobody really did it for me. A lot of people did bodysuits. Now, I will say the one I loved the best was, now I'm going to forget her name. But the one that had on the red bodysuit, that gives me Bob. She reminds me of Bob the Queen. Bob, you know what I'm talking about. Bob the drag queen. I loved hers. But again, when we start talking about best drag, I didn't see anybody with a best. Like I think back to Shangela on All Stars. And I think back, probably 6 of her runways I would have put in the category of best drag. They were all better than theirs. I just didn't see a best drag, so I'm not going to highlight anybody because nobody stood out to me. Nobody made me be like, yes, Mayhem looked good. She was giving me classic Hollywood. She looked good now. And people looked good, but I just didn't see anybody knock it out the park. I don't think Rue did either. So, of course, you have your tops and you have your bottoms. Vixen won. Her team won and she won. I mean, she was alright. Her outfit was alright. Again, nothing to brag for me, to brag home. But it was cute. It was a red bodysuit with like flames coming out of it. It was cute. But now her head is this big because she won the Maxi Challenge. She won the Team Challenge. And she won, for the week, best of the week, top of the week. So her head is going to not be able to get through the door next week. And then we're going to have to deal with her attitude. And like I said, I already got my eye on her because I already think she got a whole lot with her. So we're going to see where that goes. The lip sync for your life. It comes down to Eureka and Calorie Kardashian. And Calorie Kardashian. Now, Kardashian kind of gave us a little insight into her story earlier in the episode where she talked about she had been over 300 pounds and she had lost a lot of weight. Cause she's still a big girl, but she's nowhere near that, at least, in my opinion. And, she said she got bullied. And she said, coming from where she came from, she figured she would get bullied for being gay. But she got bullied for being fat. And she had some harsh stories. She said people used to throw food at her and stuff like that. And it was just horrible. It really was sad. It was a horrible thing. But her and Eureka were in the bottom. Oh, I take that back. Eureka's outfit, I will put in a category of a best drag. I take that back. She had a bodysuit that, y'all have seen it before, where the fabric changes. If you touch it, you go this way, it's one color, and you go that way, it's another color. And, she was doing her runway, and she was doing her hands, so it was changing as she was walking, which I thought was great. I did like hers. I enjoyed hers. I take that back. I did enjoy her drag. And I would put that in the category of best. I would have. I absolutely would have. But I think she had done so bad on the challenge with her messing up her lip sync that she wasn't going to get top. Plus, she was on a losing team, so the losing team wasn't eligible anyway. So out of the losing team is where they had to pick the bottom. They didn't even think about. They didn't even take into consideration anybody from the winning team. So that already limited your options, to be honest with you. So it comes down to Kardashian and Eureka. So the two big girls going at it, right? Well, the lip sync. Now I'm getting ready to lie. Oh, fuck it. Oh, my brain is killing me right now. But the lip sync came down, and the last week I think Kardashian only won because, like I told y'all, she threw that money and started twerking. But this song was a slower song, and I don't know why it's just eluding me right now. But it was a slower song, so she couldn't really do the same. You know, she couldn't pull that trick out again with the twerking and stuff. And she did okay. But honey, Eureka got to getting into all of this and got to crying, and that emotion was coming out. And that was it. It was a wrap. Eureka did it. Eureka killed her. So Eureka wins. And I think she got a little bit of her confidence back because she was like, I'm not ready to go home. I know I have more to offer. I know I have this second chance, and I'm not going to let it go. And so I think Eureka was giving them a little something, something. And she ended up winning. And like I said, Kardashian went home, which honestly, I was ready for Kardashian to go home last week. I really would have preferred her to go home over Vanjie. 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 That's really who I wanted to see stay, but there's nothing I can do about that. With that being said, we're going to end it here. We're going to see what happens next week, you know, where this goes. Like I said, I'm still, until something happens, I'm still Team Mayhem. I like Mayhem. I like Eureka, but I don't see Eureka winning. I just don't see her being strong enough to get through this whole competition, but I like her. I'm still Team Mayhem until if or when she does something to change my mind, but I think she has the talent. I think she has the class, and so far her personality is very likable to me that I would love to see her win. All right, y'all, have a great day. Drop down in them comments. Tell me what you think. I've been getting some great feedback so far, and I like it. Thank you so much.